再来看国际方面的消息。澳大利亚新南威尔士地区的山林之火不断肆虐之际，新的火灾还在不断产生。澳大利亚一处滨海小镇12月31日，野火逼近的警报响彻云霄，数以千计的游客和居民不是躲到公共大楼避难，就是逃到海岸边泡在水里。大火在24小时内蔓延到了附近人口稠密的大城镇，造成至少3人死亡，5人下落不明，数十栋房屋恐怕已经被烧毁。这里目前正处于当地的旅游旺季，人口比平时更加稠密，因此受灾情况也更加严重。
High temperatures and fierce winds are feeding wildfires, tearing a path of devastation across parts of Australia. The smoke and haze blackening the skies and blotting out the sun, making dawn look like midnight and mid-morning simply apocalyptic. In addition to civilian fatalities, yet another volunteer firefighter has been confirmed dead. The fires also taking a destructive toll on wildlife. Kangaroos seen running by the dozens through an open field fleeing the flames and smoke. Other animals, parched by the heat and flames, relying on the kindness of human passers-by for water. Elsewhere, ashes and charred debris are washing up on beaches. Roughly 4,000 people trapped on a beach after an entire town was evacuated as flames closed in. The New Year's Eve fireworks display in Sydney Harbor, an enormously popular event in years past, nearly got called off this year due to the fires. But officials opted to move forward with the display after weighing several factors.
Obviously, this is not a new thing. New Year's Eve and other events coincide with bad fire weather and total fire bans, and we do have provisions to provide exemptions for firework activities right across New South Wales.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
2019年12月31日对俄罗斯民众来说是一个格外特殊的时间节点。一晃，现在总统弗拉基米尔·普京已经掌控俄罗斯政坛20年了。俄罗斯上一任总统叶利钦在离开克里姆林宫时，把掌控俄罗斯战略核心力量的核心钥匙交到了普京手上，对自己的接班人说：“请照顾好俄罗斯。”他猝不及防的辞职，成了俄罗斯国家发展的一个转折点。而在20年中，普京凭借着自己强大的铁腕实力，也将这个分裂之后正处于转型的国家塑造成了一个崭新的模样。
After nearly 20 years in power, Vladimir Putin continues to polarize, praising Russia's advances in hypersonic missile technology, which Moscow just announced it has deployed for the first time, and standing by President Trump as America's leader faces impeachment. Putin's reign began after his predecessor, the embattled and fatigued Boris Yeltsin, announced his resignation in his New Year's address on January 1st, 2000. Vladimir Putin, the new strongman in the Kremlin, immediately laid out his ambitious plans.
I've always said and will continue to say that the Russian state must be strong.
But his presidency got off to a rocky start. He was heavily criticized for his handling of the sinking of the Kursk nuclear submarine just a few months after he took office, the disaster killing all sailors on board. Faced with public anger, Putin didn't immediately return from his holidays to manage the crisis. He also escalated the brutal war in Chechnya, eventually crushing the breakaway republic's rebellion at an immense human and material cost. And Putin made clear he was going to be tough on terrorism.
We'll whack them in the outhouse.
Russian special forces raiding a Moscow theater taken over by Chechen rebels in 2002, leading to the deaths of more than 130 hostages. While more than 330 hostages were killed when Moscow's special forces raided a school taken hostage by extremists in Beslan, southern Russia, in 2004. Meanwhile, Russia's economy and overall stability started improving, thanks in part to high international oil prices, boosting the president's popularity. After finishing 2 terms, Putin had reached the limit under Russia's constitution. His solution? He swapped jobs with Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev for 4 years. Medvedev then changed the constitution, extending the terms from 4 to 6 years before Putin's return as president. But even while he was prime minister, it was always clear that Putin was the man in charge, and the West was put on notice. Russia was returning as a force in international politics. In 2008, the Russian military invaded Georgia, occupying South Ossetia. Vladimir Putin was re-elected to his third term as president in 2012. But not all Russians were happy. Massive protests engulfed the streets of Moscow, Russian authorities crushing the opposition movement despite international condemnation. Vladimir Putin's second stint as president has been defined by confrontation with the West. In 2014, after an uprising unseated the pro-Russian leader of Ukraine, the Kremlin invaded and then annexed Crimea. Russia is also accused of fueling and aiding the uprising in eastern Ukraine, which has led to thousands of deaths, and the downing of a commercial airliner, killing everyone on board. International investigators blame a missile fired from Russian military equipment for the tragedy. The Kremlin has remained defiant.
We think there is no proof. Everything that was presented shows nothing. We have our own version, but unfortunately, nobody wants to listen to us.
Russian forces are supporting Syrian President Bashar al-Assad against a rebellion in the Middle Eastern nation. Western countries saying Russia's heavy bombardment and frequent targeting of civilian areas amount to war crimes. And Putin's Russia is accused of directly meddling in Western nations' affairs, including a broad effort aimed at swaying the U.S. presidential election in 2016 in favor of now President Donald Trump. Putin denying he meddled, but acknowledging he wanted Donald Trump to win.
Because he was talking about normalizing U.S.-Russia relations.
But normalizing relations seems out of the question after Britain accused Russia of using chemical weapons to poison former double agent Sergei Skripal and his daughter in Salisbury in 2018. Russia once again dismissing the evidence. Nearly 20 years after taking power, Vladimir Putin maintains a strong grip on the presidency, having largely marginalized Russia's opposition. But international sanctions and isolation, along with a weak economy, have sent his popularity into a nosedive, as some Russians have grown wary of their long-standing leader. Fred Pleitgen, CNN, Moscow.
在开建后仅357天，美国汽车公司特斯拉设在上海投资20亿美元的工厂于周一交付了首批15辆电动汽车。特斯拉上海厂是特斯拉设在美国境外的首个生产基地，始建于今年1月，今年10月投入生产。根据计划，该厂未来将年产25辆。若扣除补贴因素，特斯拉车售价约45000欧元。中国有意对电动车实施免税政策，从而能让普通用户买得起。特斯拉也能以此避免中方在美中贸易冲突过程中对美国汽车的颁布的进口税。
Tesla rolled out its first made-in-China electric vehicles Monday, the company handing over 15 key fobs to Tesla employees who worked on the cars at Tesla's new Shanghai Gigafactory. The Model 3 sedans are the first China-built cars for Elon Musk's company. The debut comes amid a worsening consumer market in China. The country's car industry is in a major slump. That's due in part to the ongoing U.S.-China trade war, the massive port crisis, and the nation's rising debt. It has all weakened consumer confidence. But Tesla is forging ahead nonetheless. Musk built the new Shanghai factory in less than a year. The company hopes to eventually produce 500,000 cars a year in China. Analysts tell CNN it could give China's car market a much-needed jolt of energy, setting a new standard for local competitors to live up to. Now, investors seem hopeful as well. After falling as much as 46% earlier this year, Tesla's stock hit an all-time high this past week. Monday's China rollout, far smoother than the November demo of Tesla's new Cybertruck in the U.S., when the supposedly unbreakable metal glass windows did, in fact, break. Instead, the Shanghai event even turned romantic, with Tesla posting on its Chinese social media that one of its employees used the moment to propose to his girlfriend. And amid tears, she did nod yes. That moment, by the way, quickly started trending in China. Now, Tesla is not new to the Chinese market. It's been delivering cars to customers in China since 2014. But Musk has called this Made in China initiative a template for future growth. David Culver, CNN, Hong Kong.
乐方面的消息 ，MTV 似乎已经是一个被时代逐渐淘汰的概念，但目前的一股风潮似乎有将它重新炒红的趋势。日前，挪威的一个新浪潮乐队将他们的标志性代表作《Take Me On》用35毫米摄像机拍出了高清 4K 的 MV， 并在当中运用了许多现在最新的拍摄和后期制作技术。而这一 MV 的点击量也在 YouTube 上迅速攀升，逼近10亿。
Music video news, a-ha in 4K. Rhino Records announces the music video for the Norwegian new wave band's signature song Take On Me has been remastered in 4K resolution from the original 35mm film. The video for the song combines live action and rotoscoping animation, winning 6 MTV Video Awards and is fast approaching 1 billion views on YouTube.
Right, well, that's not going to work, is it? That's what I say to you.
Variety says the big screen adaptation of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical Cats could be facing a $100 million loss. The industry paper reports the movie cost $100 million to produce and another $95 to $100 million to market. Box Office Mojo says so far, Cats has only made $38.4 million at the worldwide box office.
The challenge was to show him as a real person.
Award season news, it's an honor for Eddie. The Critics' Choice Association will give Eddie Murphy its Lifetime Achievement Award at the upcoming 25th Annual Critics' Choice Awards taking place on January 12th. Murphy is also nominated for the Best Actor Award for his performance in the Netflix movie Dolomite Is My Name. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
休息一下，马上回来。